Hi, I'm Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint, and we are working our way through creating clear definition for our employees as we develop a leadership style of management. Last week, we talked about understanding and defining roles and responsibilities, and this week, let's dive into defining overall expectations. So as we define expectations, this is going to come typically a little later in the hiring process. So maybe late in the interview process or even after someone has started with the job. And what we want to do with these expectations is we want to start to drill down just a little bit further from overall kind of roles and responsibilities. And we want to go into kind of some clear expectations, helping them understand what the day-to-day looks like. And so that's how we sort of define it is role and responsibility is really more kind of high level, how they fit in the organization. Expectation is more just the day-to-day, what's expected of them. And what this does is this begins to allow someone to understand how they can evaluate their success and evaluate if and how their skill set is going to match into this position. So here's my caution for you as we talk about defining overall expectations is you need to be clear about all expectations. You know, we often hear about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and sometimes what we want to do is we start talking about expectations to especially a new employee late in the interview process or early once they've been hired, is we want to hide the bad and the ugly so that we can really accentuate the good. But that's not healthy. You need to make sure to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly so that people are very clear on what those real expectations are so they understand how they're going to fit in the organization and what skill sets they have that they're going to be able to use to meet your expectations. Now the example that I want to give, we're going to stick with our example of a salesperson, just like we've done last week. And as we work through this definition piece, what we want to do with our salesperson is in role and responsibility was very high level. And so now we're going to drill down just a little bit further and we're going to say we expect them to make outbound cold calls to lead lists that we've provided to them. We expect them to attend conferences every year. We expect them to attend local networking events and that they should expect about 20% travel with overnight stay. So we've started to drill this down just a little bit further so that they understand what's going to be expected of them through the course of their career in this position because they want to make sure that they can fit into this and they can fit into our culture and fit into the expectations that we've created and they have the skill sets for that. So now that we've talked about how we really define overall expectations, stick around next week as we start talking a little bit further about creating short-term and long-term goals. I'm Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint.